I'm shitting my pants now. I'm speaking to the Dean of Admissions, man. The GOAT, Brian Hahn. And this man changes lives. So I'm like, you know, I walk in there and he's like, what's up, man? Like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, Brian, this is my dream school. Tell me what I have to do to get in. I'll do anything. You know what he told me? He said, this is everybody's dream school. And I'm like, shit, that's not a good verse to start, you know? I'm like, well, I'm thinking like, you know, maybe this is chalked, right? And he's like, let me see your GPA and your DAT. I'm like, all right, here we go. So I give him my GPA. I give him my number, whatever the ASDAS number, whatever it's called. He looks at my stats. He's like, GPA is good. 365, competitive. He looks at my DAT. He's like, biology's good. Chemistry. He's like, what the fuck happened to reading? And I'm like, Brian, long story short, like I said, the story's rated R. I said, long story short, I botched it, man. And he's like, it looks like you can't read. He said, it looks like you can't read based on this score. And I'm like, well, I'm not a really good reader, I'll be honest. But he's like, take your DAT again, show me you can read. And I'm like, I don't want to take that shit again. But in my head, I'm like, all right, let's do it. I'm gonna take it again. And I'm gonna rock that reading score. And I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna get in Temple. And he's like, we'll see. And he was like, take that exam again, and I want you to email me right away when you get that score. I want to see reading. I want to see that reading. It was like a 14 or 15. I want to see that reading go up. Otherwise, the admissions committee, I can't convince anybody to let you in this school if you can't read. Because you got to read for the next 4 years of your career, or the next 4 years of your dental school career. So I go home and I immediately download all the resources I need. I get boot camp, I get Chad's videos, I get all that stuff. Quick plug, I made a DAT guide very recently, maybe a week ago, because I helped so many kids out with the DAT, probably over 100 by this point. And I'm like, I need to make a guide, because I keep telling these kids the same thing. This guide fucking works, because I took this DAT, and I took it twice, and that second time, let me finish the story, but go check out my DAT guide. It's in the link in my bio. It's super cheap. Like, it's worth 3 burritos. If you can eat 3 burritos, you can buy my guide. It's worth it. It'll save you all the shit that I went through. I made it based on that. So, end of plug. So now I'm studying. Like, I am focused. I'm like, I'm gonna get. It's already, mind you, it's already December, guys. All right, it's like December, end of December, beginning of January. All right, now it's January. And I'm late, man. This is late. Like, I shouldn't even be getting into dental school right now. But I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna give it one more shot. It's January. I'm studying for my DAT again for the second time, and I study my ass off for about 4 to 6 weeks. I'm taking exam after exam. Like, I'm pushing. And this time, I'm going to the gym. Like, I didn't go to the gym the first time around. Mentally, I was all over the place that first time around. I was having mental breakdowns and shit. The first time I studied, this time I was like a fucking machine. Like, I'm studying from like 7 to 2. I'm going to the gym from 2 to 3. I'm coming back, I'm eating, I'm studying again from like 4 to 9, like 10 hours a day. Like, I'm not messing around now, because this is my last opportunity. This is like do or die for me. And exam day comes, right? I'm fucking ready. Like, I'm ready to go. And I get in that exam room, and I didn't just prepare for the reading, I prepared for the whole exam. Like, I prepared the same as I would have if I was taking this exam for the first time. So I'm in there. I'm in the bio section doing my thing, chem section doing my thing. I finished that first half. I'm on my break section. And in the break, I'm like, this is it. The reading section is next. This is everything that I've worked for. My whole life comes down to this one section, this one 35-minute section. Am I gonna do this shit? Or am I gonna fucking get crushed under pressure? Is the pressure gonna kill me? Or am I gonna get through this? That's all that's going in my head. And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking rock this reading section. Like, I knew it before I went in. Like, this is my time. So I get in there. I have my strategy now, because I strategized how I want to approach reading now. Because I didn't have any strategy before, right? I was just fucking randomly doing shit the first time I studied. And so I do my reading with that mentality the whole time, like, this is my time, baby. This is my fucking time. I'm reading the shit. I'm answering my questions. I do my math, I push end exam. Now my heart's beating. I'm like, this is it. Am I getting into dental school or am I not? I'm waiting. They make me do that bullshit survey. I'm like, fuck this survey, man. Give me my score. I see the score report come out. And I was fucking crushed. I was crushed. Just kidding, motherfucker. I got a 22 on that reading, man. I got a 22 on that reading section. That's like from a 14 to a 22. And I'm sitting there looking at that score and I'm like, I'm the real fucking deal, man. I just did that shit. I didn't let that pressure get to me. I withstood it. I got the score I needed. I emailed Brian literally that second. I'm like, Brian, updated score. I got a 21 or something, 21 overall. 20s on all the sciences, 22 on the reading, 19 on perception. I also increased my perception score too. And I'm like, what's up, baby? And I emailed him. Now I'm like, this is it. I gotta get that interview, man. And I sent it. I didn't hear back. I didn't hear back for like 3-4 weeks. I'm like, now I'm like, shit. Like, maybe it's just not, this is not it for me this year, you know? I was at Penn State. I remember I went to visit Penn State after all this hell. I'm like, I need a vacation. I go back to my school where I graduated from, hang out with some friends, and I'm like, sitting there, sipping on something, and I get this email and it says, invitation for interview. And I'm like, no fucking way. Here we go. Got the interview, right? And I'm like, I can't believe this is real life. And now I'm like, holy shit, I have an interview, right? And I had 2 interviews prior to, didn't get into those schools. So now I'm like, this is it. This is my third chance. I need to prepare like I've never prepared before for an interview. I'm preparing day and night, man. And interview advice, real quick. When you walk in that building for that interview, you're being interviewed the whole day. They're watching you the whole day. They want to know what you're about. They want to know if you're respectful and you're a good person and you're likable. And they want to know how you treat people. So I'm keeping all this in the back of my head. I'm going to be like Mr. Social. I'm going to be super respectful, very uplifting. I want that energy to be given off to everybody, Brian Hahn and everybody associated. I prepared hard for that interview. I get in there, I do my thing. He actually asked, who wants to go first? I fucking raised my hand. I want to go motherfucking first, bitch. Let me go first. I don't know why, in the moment, I'm like, I don't know why I just did that, but I'm like, fuck it. I want to show that I belong here. So I raised my hand first for that interview. And I went and I killed it. I killed that interview. And now I got out, I finished the interview, I'm relieved, I'm free. Everybody else is freaking out, shitting their pants, because there was like 15, 20 of us in the interview room, or in the waiting room, right? So, I finish up, and Brian was like, a few of you are gonna get in. He was real, he was like, a few of you are gonna get in. A couple of you might find out sooner than the other, but good luck to all of you, I wish you all the best. And so I'm like, this is it, man. I did everything I could. I put everything on the table, and now I wait. Now it's a waiting game. Now I'm waiting. I'm at home, I'm hanging out with my dad. I'm like, just in limbo still, not sure what's gonna happen with my life. We're eating breakfast, I get an email, and it says Kornberg School of Dentistry acceptance. And I told my dad, I just got into fucking dental school. And I'll never forget his face, man. His face was like, it was lit up. Like, his face was so lit up, like I've never seen it lit up before. And that was one of the best moments of my life, man. Brian Hahn, I'm gonna send this to you. You changed my life, bro. And we're really good friends to this day. I used to go to his office like all the time and chop it up, and we really built a great relationship. And I really value him as a human being because he changed the course of my life. He gave me a shot, and now look at me, man. And he always told me, you're gonna be successful. Like, I see it in you. You have the drive, you have that discipline. Like, you're gonna be successful, man. And I can't wait to see what you do. And here I am, less than a year out, or just a little bit over a year out of school, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's crazy how life works when you just stay focused. And, that's a story of how I got into dental school. It's a great one, and it's a story I think about all the time. And it's a story that I remind myself, like, anything is possible, man. Don't take no for an answer. Like, sometimes you gotta walk your ass in that building and sell yourself right there. Because there's too many applicants, man. How are you going to differentiate yourself? And that was the only way I knew how to do that at that time. You know, I hope this inspires someone to not give up. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be super smart. I'm not that smart. I just work hard. I'm not a good standardized test taker. I just busted my ass. That's the story of how I got in dental school. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, shoot them down in the comments. I'm gonna pin one of my surgery vlogs up here for you guys to check out if you're interested in that. But yeah, man, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.